opportunity now to work your way up the leadership ladder. But you have to beware of two things. As you get toward the end of it, and we see it on what we call the wall, we see it on Facebook posts or people who come in for meetings. They start to talk about two things. They start to talk about, my team is so big now that now I need to manage. I need to manage my team. So they stop inviting, and they stop caring. They stop really being involved in the fitness and life transformation side of the business, because they're managing, try to keep people at diamond, right? And get another person up to diamond. And once they start doing that, that's when the Jenga pieces, you know what Jenga is, right? Okay, that's when the Jenga pieces start getting pulled out and the thing gets wobbly. And it becomes a multi-level marketing business versus a network that is helping people, okay? That's one thing. And the other thing is, what is the other thing? It's been a long day. This guy really threw me. The other thing is, you're going to find that as a business, the whole thing is going to start to wear on you unless you stay in your heart. You're just going to find that it became a business, it became repetitive. Unless you stay right in here and you're consciously looking at what is happening to the people who you're reaching, you're going to start to find that the business will get boring. And you're going to start to think, what can I do to have a backup plan? And that's when you're going to start to diverge from the people who are truly executive leaders. So these are the two things. You're going to start to want to manage people. And when you start to leave your heart about this business, you get up into your head, you're going to start to look for, how can I hedge? What can I do for another income stream? Every time I am failing a little bit, every time I'm not performing at my best as CEO, that means I'm taking my eye off the ball and I'm not focusing on how can I reach people in a more effective way. And I catch myself doing it all the time. That's why personal development is so important. It's going to happen to you too. We're just a bunch of CEOs in here. New Leadership Conference is just like my next wave of CEOs. You are absolutely no different than me, except for the possibility that over the course of the last 17 years of running this business, I have found a way to train myself to be relentless and to spot when I'm not being relentless. And to keep reading, like I've said, I think I mentioned on the last time I was on a wake-up call, that I'm reading this How to Be Like Walt Disney story, and it's like fascinating because like this guy, you think it's a fairy tale, right? With Disney, of course they were successful. Disneyland, Disney World, Disney everything, and it's like for 25 years, this company was constantly that close to going out of business. But they kept innovating, they kept doing new things. Walt would sell cars or houses or whatever he could do to get to the next wave of innovation. And it's so inspiring to me. I'm about midway through the book. It's so inspiring to me because I was like, oh my God, I thought, you know, it was just, this was hard because it's fitness. No, everything's hard. Everything you're going to try to do is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to try to bring people in. It's going to be hard to try to keep your coaches motivated. It's going to be hard to keep them from spoiling your Facebook threads with their negative comments when you say, how's everybody doing today? And they go, nobody's talking to me. Nobody's saying yes. Because they're going to come in with their weakness, and then the next person's going to be, yeah, nobody's saying yes to me either. Yeah, this business sucks. Why am I doing this? I don't know why you tricked me. And you're like, oh my God, what happened here? Your job is going to be just what my job is, just what Walt Disney's job is, and that is to step in and be like, are you crazy? Have you seen how many people are succeeding with this program? Are you a part of my challenge group? We're succeeding every single day. Every time somebody drinks this shake, every time somebody does the workout, we're succeeding a little bit. Sure, it's going to be hard. That's the reason that we have an opportunity. The reason we have an opportunity is because it's hard to get people started, and it's hard to keep them going for 2 months, and it's hard to then get them to share what their results are. That's our job. Get them started, keep them in for 2 months, and then get them to share their results with other people. And once they do that little third thing, they're going to want to be coaches. Imagine if we could get 400,000 coaches to get one person started, to get one person to go all 2 months and to get that one person to share it with the people around them. This business would be a $5 billion business in a week. Like that's, if we could get 400,000 people, but it's hard to get 400,000 people to do it because we couldn't fit them in this room. But you guys are here. So I'm going to settle for every one of you being in here, learning best practices, and leaving here with the intent to not get off course. Don't become this millionaire CEO that sat in my office looking for the financial levers to throw so that he could create wealth with his business. Be the CEO that's like, let me just focus on helping people. Let me focus on really serving value up and paying attention to detail and getting people results and being the proof the product works and inviting more people, and from that will come wealth. I guarantee it. I absolutely promise. If you help people transform their lives, you will attract more people like that, and from that your business will grow. That's leadership. That's the leadership ladder. If you just focus on that and you give it an entire year, give it a full year. 2016 needs to be about like blinders on. I'm going to finish this year strong. I'm going to watch less TV. I'm not going to read the Facebook feed. I'm going to support people with their goals to lead a healthy, fulfilling life. And I'm going to be completely intent on creating that value. You'll be blown away by it. You know how you'll sign a new coach. I'm sure many people, and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm just making like a nickel an hour with this business. Like, this is terrible. And that's going to happen, right? And what always amazes me about that reaction is nobody does the math about what it's like to go to a 4-year college. And then you come out with debt. And then you try to get a job, or you got to be an intern or something, and nobody does the math on those 4 years of college, but you're actually, on a per hour basis, you're paying. And then you got to start making money. Well, here you are in college trying to figure out how to solve this problem of obesity and self-esteem problems and just community standards which are allowing anything but healthy habits to be the normal practice. So our kids don't see it. All our kids see is donuts in the back room and rewards with cupcake birthday and everything. Like there's no consistency about this. But we're asking you to carry this message of truly represent what it's like to be healthy, resolute, disciplined about it, and a little bit crazy. And if we can do that and get another 1,000 people to do it, and another 1,000 people to do it, the wealth creation will be massive. And everybody around you is going to thank you while your wealth creation is massive. And they're not going to resent it. Maybe some of them will. But they're going to be like, good for you. You deserve that. That's what a new leader, you're at the precipice. You're at the first step. Well, no, let's say success story was the first step. You're on the second step. You're at the New Leader Conference. And now we take it from here. And together, a bunch of CEOs are going to be relentless about it. I promise you, I'm going to be absolutely relentless this year. Like things that have gone wrong over the last 17 years, like patterns that we've had as a company that we haven't quite fixed, full stop, we're going to go in and fix these things. Because I know we're not perfect, and I know you're not perfect, and I'm not expecting you to be perfect. But I am expecting all of us to be relentless. The people who really want to be the solution, who really want to create wealth, let's be relentless about this. And it starts today. Good? Let's do this. All right, thank you. So, I know you got a packed agenda, and it's going to require a lot of energy, and it's going to require like really having the intent. But I hope if you can think about that divergent path and the prospect that there's this sort of this possibility to go down a path that is purely greed motivated versus how can I help people understand how important this shake is or the results that they would get with this fitness program. Like if you can look for that, I think we're going to do better as a company. And I hope that you guys, as the new leaders, are going to see that and help us stay over here. Because it's really possible for us to get sucked over to this side, where this is what we talk about, and these are the things that we think about. We've got to think about how we can reach more people in a more meaningful way. And that's what I hope comes out of this. Okay, well that's my bit, so I'm done. Big finish.